I booked 3 AI automation clients in 7 days using one Google Doc, a 5-minute demo, and one outreach sprint. And in this video, I'm going to show you that exact method. Now, this is why most people fail. People are pitching AI like it is normal, like it is something that's going to magically solve their problems, but they're not talking about the actual problems that the AI is fixing. Businesses don't want to buy AI, they want to buy solutions. They want reduced costs, they want increased outputs, they want to make more money, or save time. So if your offer doesn't have a specific metric to fix a business, chances are businesses aren't going to be interested. They're going to go ghost. So this sprint pretty much packages all three things into a specific system, right? So it'll give the business a specific metric that it is going to fix. It has the demo right in front of their eyes and a clear next step for the business to take to start implementing your system into their business. So I'm going to show you that exact process on what I did to land these clients consistently. It is not a theory. This is real tested tactics. So yeah, if you promise a business a specific outcome, a metric fixed, and you show how you're going to do it, they're going to be interested. So the first step is the offer one pager. So this pretty much forces clarity, and that's what businesses want to buy. So we're going to build an automation for a repetitive workflow inside of the business in 30 days. So examples are lead qualification, and that saves them hours per day. It cuts manual labor in half, and the data is right in front of their face once you do it. So you want to map out the workflow and build the prototype and then integrate it and then deploy and train the team. So the price and scope, you want a flat fee for one automation, one workflow design, and the documentation for it. So then you want to give the business some type of risk reversal. So if the automation doesn't reduce manual work by the first 30 days, you can get another automation for free. And once the business sees this page, they stop thinking like this is like an AI experiment, this is something new, blah, 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 blah. They see it as an upgrade because the metric is very clear to them. Right, so this one pager pretty much removes confusion, it builds confidence, and it creates urgencies. And most people fail because they reach out to these businesses and they make it so complicated, like, I want to integrate this AI, blah, 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 blah. Rather, I want to integrate my system that is going to cut your manual labor in half so you could focus on the actual job. So then you want the 5-minute demo. You want to create a Loom video and you want to introduce a common problem. So you want to say, like, right now, your team manually qualifies every lead. And let's just say it takes 5 minutes per lead. And with 50 leads per day, that's over 4 hours of manual work. Then you run the automation in the Loom and you show a lead coming in and the system analyzing it, categorizing it, and sends it to the right person, all under 10 seconds. And you pretty much explain the impact. So the automation is saving 4 hours a day. That's 20 hours a week and over 1,000 hours a year. Now, if you're paying somebody $50 an hour, that's $50,000 saved in labor annually. And they're watching all of this and they're like, oh my God, like, wow, like I could save my business $50,000 a year with this person's automation. And then at the end of the video, you pretty much just implement a call to action saying, if you think that this is going to help your business, here's my calendar link. Let's book a 15-minute call and map out your next steps. And in 5 minutes, you show them the problem, the solution, the impact, and give them the next steps to fix this issue. And you're not telling them, look what AI could do. AI is the future. AI. Like, they don't care about that. You're showing them exactly what it will do. You're going to show them the exact amount of money that they're saving in the amount of time that they're saving. So the 50 lead list and outreach message. So you're going to craft this message together. So you're going to find companies that are between 10 and 100 employees, small enough to move fast and integrate new things, and also big enough to have a budget to invest in these sort of things. And then you are going to look for the why now signals. You're going to look for people who are hiring, people who are having layoffs, people adding new locations, having backlog issues, slow response times. Movement reveals pain worth solving. You're going to find companies that are very much having these sort of issues. And then you're going to want the company name, the decision maker, their LinkedIn profile, their why now signal, and their outreach status, and keep it simple. Then you're going to want to reach out to them and make the subject line, automation for their company name, or this is how I'm going to save your company $50,000 annually, something that's going to catch their eye. Then you're going to want an opening line. So you're going to say, I noticed this at this company, and it shows that you're doing direct research and not mass emailing. And then you're going to have some type of message. I build automations that remove repetitive work. Here's a 5-minute walkthrough. If it's relevant, here's my calendar. Happy to map out a blueprint for you. And you're going to outreach to 50 companies doing that. And the cool thing is here is that you are giving them a demo first and then offering them a call. Most people do it backwards and they wonder why they're not booking demos. All right. And the cool thing is you could really just use the same Loom video for everybody you're outreaching to, as long as you don't specify what business it is, because a lot of these companies are having these same issues. Roofing companies are all having the same issues. Dental companies are all having the same issues. So you could quite honestly say, this is your dental company software, this is your roofing company software. And then just make the actual email very specific for that business, or the LinkedIn message, or however you're outreaching to these companies. So send the first two, paste a message. Simple as that. Start building momentum. And then you want to start sending it in waves. The best way I really do it is just take an hour of my day out just to send these messages once I get that loom created. And, the math is pretty simple. If you send out 50 messages a day and you get a 10% response, right? That is 5 people booking in a call. If you close at 60%, that's 3 clients. And if you're 3 clients are paying you $3K a month, that's $9K a month in MRR from just one simple 7-day sprint. And once you have 3 clients and you deliver results and you get your testimonies, you really don't need to do cold outreach anymore. You'll start getting referrals and a lot of inbound leads. So really the hill to climb is you just need to get those first 3 clients. And it really just gets you over that hill. So the complete system, you have the one pager. This removes confusion, it builds confidence, and creates urgencies. It makes it super simple for businesses to understand what exactly they are buying, right? They're not buying AI anymore, they are buying results. And that is the biggest shift that you could make to land more clients. Then there's the demo. It shows them exactly what it will do. It's not a pitch, it's here's the type of value I have. This is how we're going to solve this issue that your business is undergoing, which gives them the most amount of clarity. The outreach, it's low pressure, high value. You just say, hey, I noticed you have this problem. Here's how I'm going to fix it. Here's a demo. If you're interested, book a call. Very simple, very straightforward. Takes 3 to 5 minutes of their time. And the reframe is everything. You're not pitching AI anymore. You're pitching operational improvement, right? You're not asking them to understand technology and AI is the new thing and blah, 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 blah. You're saying, hey, if you want to save time and money, this is what I do for you. Let's hop on a call. And whenever you frame it that way, the answer is always yes. And this is why this system converts so well. So, go ahead, run this sprint, get your first 3 clients, build your case studies, then scale it from there. If you want personal help to build and scale your AI agency, I work with 5 people at a time, one-on-one, and I do everything from helping you find your niche to building your offer to landing demos to closing calls, etc. If that's something you're interested in, click the link down below and apply. I review every single application myself, and if I think you are a good fit, I will personally reach out. Now, I'm very picky with who I work with because I don't want to work with anybody who just wants a get-rich-quick scheme. AI takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of trial and error. Now, I do teach you everything that I have come across to avoid making the same mistakes that I did. But if that's something that interests you, click the link down below and apply. If not, I post a bunch of free sauce on here. So I will see you in the next video.